Playing some more Abzan Midrange today. I've made some changes from yesterday's list. What's up, Spikelings? I'm the only one you can trust, wielder of the rare and mysterious Sharingan, MTGO user aspiring Spike, and welcome to my Shark Typhoon. Today we're reminding other modern players that you're allowed to pair black and green with white in a deck I'm calling Abzan Midrange. Will we continue to prey on Tybalt, or can the trickery devil sneak away once more? Find out in this action-packed episode of the Shark Typhoon, and please like, yada yada, sub, and thank you. Also, this episode is brought to you by Encounter Party. We'll be doing a bigger spiel yesterday, but shout out to Encounter Party, D&D podcast, taking place at Ravnica. Alright, so I made some changes for today. I've cut the Skyclave apparitions, which has also changed the mana base. Don't really need double white as much. I'm playing a 2-2 split of Blooming Marsh and Concealed Courtyard. I forgot to play the Reflecting Pool yesterday, but I really like Reflecting Pool in basically every 3-color mid-range deck that gets a Triome. I'm also playing the 4 Stoneforge Mystic and Maul of the Skyclaves today. I don't really like main deck Sword of Feast and Famine because this deck doesn't take advantage of the extra mana very well, but Maul I think is actually really good with Goyf and then these green threats. And it's good with Batterskull. And then I also was doing some more thinking, and I think I went 4 Needles before 4 Deafening Silence in the 75 against the Tybalt deck. We didn't lose to the Tybalt deck yesterday, but I actually think Needle is the better sideboard card because of how much bounce they have. Morning, Euphorics. Well, I'm going to keep this hand. It's a bit awkward to have 2 pieces of equipment, but 3 lands, Liliana, Thoughtseize is definitely a good hand. Kind of regardless of what the other 2 cards are. I could be a jerk and try to needle this Bloodstained Mire, but I'm going to lead on Thoughtseize. Thanks, Vince. Let me some Abzan. Sadly, with all the power creep injected game, not sure I'll ever be good again. Abzan, I think, is currently good in Modern. You could maybe agree to disagree. But Abzan is actually, I think, favored against the Valky decks.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
We have an Abrupt Decay on top, so I'll be using that to kill the Goblin Guide. Spider-Ham, 10 months. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate ya. Getting skewered. But yeah, but like I'm not just playing Abzan for fun today. I'm not just playing Abzan midrange because it's sweet and fun. I'm playing it because I legitimately think it's a good metagame choice. Assassin's Trophy on top.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Finn's gifting 10 subs. Thanks, buddy. It's really cool of you. Hope you're having a good day. Opponent's last card is just Searing Blaze. We get to Liliana that away. We do have to go to 6 life to do it, though.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
I think I'm putting back Maul. Or discarding Maul. Rather. Yeah, we're pretty behind here. We can needle Sunbaked Canyon, and then now... Yeah, if they sack in response, which they probably should sack both in response, we will get to make them discard one of their 2 cards. And then I think I'll name Fiery Islet. I don't think the Sophie matters at all here. My opponent discards Arid Mesa. I'll go to get the Batterskull in my hand. Woo! Awesome. Got pretty lucky there, I think. So we do have a couple of Auriok Champion for these kinds of matchups. I think I don't want any of the Thoughtseizes. Don't really want these Needles. This is going to leave me a little light on cards to bring in, though. How good is Deafening Silence? Probably not good. Yeah, Toski is still a card we're trying out. It's a 4-mana 1/1, can't be countered, indestructible. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and it attacks each combat. So just kind of trying out. I think it makes sense as the like a 4-mana threat, especially good with the Maul of the Skyclaves. Yeah, we probably have to play something like this. Doesn't Silence turn off a couple early skewers? Yeah, I think Silence like may be impactful enough to play 1 copy, but it's not very good. It's like it's way better against Prowess than Burn. All right, the mulligan this hand. I think I'll keep this one. Obviously, this hand has the weakness. I think I'll keep the sword to put it on the Auriok Champion. This hand obviously only has 1 land, but we are on the draw, and we have Cling to Dust to cycle, and we have our best card, Auriok Champion, in the hand already. I think I will want an Inquisition, since Eidolon is so bad for us. Opponent's got a pretty land-heavy hand. Tyler, 16 months in a row. Hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, I know you're a big fan of Abzan, and I think Abzan is good right now, which is exciting. Hell yeah. It's a really good draw. Give Rhinos the deck. Yeah, that card's like not close to playable. We need to make a Siege Rhino command because people keep asking for it, but it's not happening. It's not going to happen, sadly. I'd love for it to happen, but boy, is that card just not any good at all. Maybe Modern isn't dead after all. Yeah, I think, you know, it kind of feels like a lot of people just gave up without really trying to metagame at all. But I've been having success metagaming against the Valky decks, and I've been losing more against the non-Valky decks, of course, as that's like kind of designed to happen when you metagame. But you know, I get to play Abzan, and I'm okay with that. Rhino Ephemerate win. I think the Thief has tried that a few times, actually. I don't like recall it being great. Hell yeah. Off to a good start. Yeah, but I didn't lose to Valky all day yesterday playing a blue-white control deck that was heavily metagamed for it, and this deck, which is metagamed for it too. What do you think of the mono-green Devotion deck going forward? I also think that deck might be good because, like, Karn is also a good card in the format right now because you can get Needle. A deck that can, like, you know, cast Karn on turn 2, grab a Needle Tybalt is probably not too bad. And there's, like, less removal for your cheap guys at the moment. So that's also a card I want to be looking at. I haven't updated the list. It might be in the Stream Deck or it might not be. Snap Keep. Thanks, Addicting Coffee. GG's. Sorry that you flooded out so much game 1. Dude, I guess Burn is just back. Opponent's got the old triple 1-drop start, but we do have a Tarmogoyf.
Have you seen my... There it is.
So I think I want to take one of the creatures. Well... 2, 3, 4. It'll be 4 toughness. I guess it'll die to Searing Blaze. The Tarmogoyf, I mean. But I guess they they can't play a creature and Searing Blaze next turn. So maybe we take this Lightning Bolts. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Felt pretty close there. I'm not actually sure that was correct. But they can't Searing Blaze and kill the Tarmogoyf, but they can play land, attack, and then I can't really block. Is Burn one of those decks with a reasonable Valky matchup? Probably, yeah. Probably has an okay Valky matchup. I was also watching Doomwake play against Elves last night with Valky, and they just went so wide that Elves actually looked kind of reasonable against it. So, like, I'm not saying Elves is the metagame call. What I'm saying is potentially decks that go wide are going to be good against Valky. Yeah, I think I'm going to Lilian Edict here. Quiff goes to 4/5. Pass. If I had taken Swift Spirit Blaze, wouldn't have killed Goyf. No, it would have. It would have been 4-5. Opponent has played a land. Problem is we just don't have another blocker, but we'll see what's on top of our library before we decide what to block. Another Liliana on top. Alright. Doesn't feel very good. Yeah, I think Prowess has a decent matchup as well, I agree. So we get to eat their last card, which is a Rift Bolts. An Edict. Yeah, their draw has been very good. We do have Cling to Dust, which can gain us some life. I wanted to Needle that Sunbaked Canyon, but couldn't. Alright, these are good draws. Let me go ahead and plus Liliana first. Discard Needle. They discarded Wooded Foothills. We'll play the Triome. Play Stoneforge Mystic. Get a Batterskull. And then Cling to Dust my opponent's Swift Spear. Do that main phase to play around Skullcrack, of course. Do you think there's a world where Siege Rhino is half decent? No, Siege Rhino is not a playable modern card. I like Siege Rhino. I want Siege Rhino to be good. Please don't put Siege Rhino in your deck, though. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm supposed to Cling to Dust on my opponent's upkeep. I kind of think that this is good. Going up to 8 is a huge game here. I know that this is so bad if they have Skullcrack, but okay. How's Questing Beast? Questing Beast is good. Questing Beast is, I think, very good. It also, like, oftentimes kills Valky. Yeah, so again, you can bring in Deafening Silence against Prowess. Against actual burn, we are like a little light on cards we want to bring in, but you know, we have won all of our games against burn so far. At least. I think that this is how I sideboarded last time. I don't think I want any copies of Deafening Silence. It's just so easy for them to just play one spell on their turn and one spell on our turn. What's the strongest draw to be green here? I agree. I think this deck could just be black-white. I think Tarmogoyf is a good card in these decks. I think Assassin's Trophy and Maelstrom Pulse offer a lot as well. Choke and Veil of Summer are excellent sideboard cards. Toski and Questing Beast, I think, are better 4-drops than anything that white has to offer. Tireless Tracker is also kind of a 4-drop. I agree that Tarmogoyf is not, like, stellar, but I also, I think neither is Tide Hollow Sculler, you know? Tide Hollow Sculler is just not a very good card. Well, this is pretty scary. I guess I have to take this Idol on. How's the Triome? Triome's good. Triome good. Suppose I want to Fatal Push this guide. Might just want to fetch up a Triome here. Now let's just play this tapped and discard a Marsh.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Side type 8 months in a row. It's a long time. Thank you for that. What about being Mardu or Esper? I have thought about both Mardu and Esper. I think both choices are reasonable. Esper gives you Teferi, which is very interesting, and Drown in the Loch. And Mardu gives you Seasoned Pyromancer, which is a very good card. So certainly both things I am considering. At the moment, I'm not claiming that it's better to be in that color combination than Abzan, but I am thinking about it. Like, discard spells are really good right now. And I haven't been able to say that for a long time, but discard spells are something that you are very incentivized to play in Modern at the moment. So play them if you can. Randy Bueller would love that hand, dude. They were taking Maul of the Skyclaves. Alright, that was their draw for the turn. I'm gonna just chump block here. Yeah, still playing the squirrel. I think it's decent. Well, but I haven't actually cast it yet, but in theory, I think it makes a lot of sense to me. Alright, looks like we're dead. Although this could be Eidolon. No, it's a Rift Bolt suspended. I don't... We have to draw exactly Cling to Dust, I guess. Yeah. Let's go to game 3. Get to be on the play, which is a big deal. Why does Questing Beasts have Haste and Vigilance? Green gets both Haste and Vigilance sometimes, but not as often as white. Green has a lot of Haste cards. Alright, easy keeping this hand. Gonna go probably Abzan Triome into basic planes. I know there's exactly one mono white creature with haste. It's a Chroma, right? That would be my guess, because a Chroma has a lot of words on it. No, Batterskull does not have haste. Alright, very burn heavy hand from the burn deck over there. It's a good draw. I think I want to get Liliana down this turn. I'm going to discard the Assassin's Trophy, I think. Start attacking their hand a bit. Discarded an Eidolon. Yeah, the Abzan getting a Triome, I agree, is huge. Like, really is a big factor in deciding what color combination to play. Getting no life off the Auriok Champion is a bit of a stinker. So we plus discard the Verdant Catacombs, then Inquisition, then Goyf. If we can get something off this Inquisition, I'm feeling good. They didn't play Eidolon? I think I'm just going to take the Searing Blaze and then cast the Sword of Feast and Famine, let the Path to Exile rot in their hand. For now, like, we can probably discard it next turn. What do I think about this deck against Tibalt? This deck is heavily metagames against Tibalt, and is like the whole reason I'm playing it is because I think this deck is good against the Trickery, the Tibalt Cascade deck, and not bad against Trickery either. That's like the only. I'm not playing Abzan because I think it's fun and neat. I'm playing this deck because I think it is a good metagame decision. But it is also fun and neat.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Ben's giving another 10 subs. What the hell is going on, dude? Thank you, dude. Thank you, though. I'm gonna keep this hand, I think. Discard spells are good in the matchup. Main Needle, Sideboard Needle, Deafening Silence. Opponent's kept 7. Elves, very interesting.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
You gotta take that Heritage Druid. Hopefully they play Peatland and we can Needle the Heath. No luck, I guess. Oh, I meant to target my Verdant Catacombs.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Now I've shrunk my Goyfs a bit. No second land. I was thinking with 2 Cyclers, this was an okay keep. In the blind. Are they going to play Dwynen's Elites for no elf value? That is fine by me. Alright. Still need to find that land. There we go. And we can Needle, Nurturing Peatland, or just Thoughtseize. I'll just Thoughtseize. Take the Azuri. What are the changes? Salrolf sees play in Modern. I don't know. Salrolf is not a card on my radar, I suppose. Oh, that's the Wolf. That card is not, in my opinion, is not good. Could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Good Needle Azuri. I think it was Needle the Nurturing Peatland. Although I do have a Peatland in my deck. Yeah, Needle is just a good main deck card right now. I think like if you're not playing Tibalt and you're playing a fair deck, probably play this card. I think Needle is the best sideboard card. It's also nice that it's generic mana in any color, of course. But oh, my opponent has Coco. Yikes. Yeah, you name Tibalt, and then like when you name Tibalt, you've all of a sudden shut off like 8 Cascade spells, and then also like the hard cast Tibalt. You shut off a huge portion of their deck, and then also like they play a lot of bounce spells, so they can bounce it. They can get 1 activation off Tibalt, but then you get to replay it. So card's good in the matchup. Archdruid, Heritage Druid. Yeah, Elves I think is okay against Tibalt, which is kind of funny to think about. Elvish War Master for 7 mana gives +2/+2 Death Touch. They get and they can get an extra elf token. Pretty dead here. Does Burn play Needle main deck? Probably not. That's probably not a deck I'd advocate for main deck. Needle. Wow. Well, I'll let them trigger Shaman of the Pack. This was impressive. Maybe Elves is a deck we can play. I do like Elves. Let's bring in Sword of Feasted Famine. Probably don't want too many more than 2 Needles. I'll play the Path to Exile. Not a big fan of Assassin's Trophy in this matchup though. Toski's seems a bit bad to me too here. Kind of don't hate the first Auriok Champion. Maybe we'll play 2 over like the 4th Lily. 4th Lily seems like a bit much. Is Deafening Silence really good? It's good in this metagame. So I'm getting Godless Shrine here. Metagame, when formats get like this, when formats get really homogenized and unhealthy, you got to metagame. You got to metagame pretty heavily. Deafening Silence only stops non-creature spells. Yo, I'm playing. I cut 2 of the Deafening Silences from the sideboard for 2 Pithing Needles. I think Needle is the better card against the Tibalt deck, and the Tibalt's deck is more popular than the Tibalt's Trickery deck at the moment. Still want a couple copies. I think I'm just gonna Thoughtseize the Realm Walker. I always think that this Maul has flash, but it doesn't. How long do they let Gak live? Too long. Too long. I think that Wizards is going to change something next week. They just have so many people yelling at them right now. It's like... just everybody's yelling at Wizards to change something, and I get it. But I do think they should take their time with their decision, figure out a good word ruling, discuss it with their team. It's okay. It's okay to have things like this last for like a week or 2. We'll be all right. Yeah, Auriok Champion's a stone wall here. I think my opponent has a Coco, but I will still go Liliana, plus discard Cling to Dust, have Fatal Push Up. I mean, are they will? I don't think that they're going to. I don't think they need to ban something. I think what they need to do is change how Cascade works with Tibalt. It's like a unintended busted interaction, and I think that that's what should happen. Is they should change how the Cascade works with Tibalt. But I think they need to take their time to figure out exactly the wording. And I think it'll be fine. Alright, I guess I'm going to push this Elvish War Master. Whenever another non-token elf or berserker you control dies, dang. So now they can send in. This has been awesome. Elves maybe is just good. I'm gonna exile my Cling to Dust. Probably doesn't matter enough, right? Well, good show, Elves. Good show. It's Elves. Gonna mulligan this hand. Yeah, I think Doom Switch's Valky deck is very good. I agree. I'm gonna keep this. Might put back the second basic swamp. I think that's good. Obviously, the pool is a little weird, but just need to draw like any Temple Garden or fetch land to make the hand good. When I revealed Luris, I think discard decks are definitely something you want to be on at the moment. And so red-black, I think red-black Scourge Shadow is the best prowess deck at the moment, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this swamp. This is my swamp. They took the Goyf. Yeah, Elves actually seems good. Like I saw Doom Wake playing against Elves last night, and Elves just went super wide, and he had this Valky that wasn't really doing anything. What about making this a Shadow deck instead of Stoneforge? You could. I think Shadow decks are good at the moment. Yeah, I've been really liking Reflecting Pool in any 3-color mid-range or control deck that plays a Triome. Yeah. I just think Reflecting Pool is a good card to play in these Triome decks. The first copy is good, in my opinion. So they were able to get a Shadow out. Guess we're going to Thoughtseize that bolts. Maybe they'll bolt themselves in response if they don't have anything. I'll just take both of their cards. They do still have Luris to put into their hand. That was a good draw, jeez. That was nuts. Why no Lingering Souls? Lingering Souls and Siege Rhino are not playable modern cards, guys. Please stop suggesting them. It's just not. We're not playing Abzan Midrange just to have a good time. As much as I would love to, okay? I would love to. But Abzan Midrange is like a deck that I've like heavily metagamed for this Valky metagame, and it's just not a playable card. Alright, 2 good top decks in a row from our opponents. Let me go ahead and Cling to Dust my Liliana, I think. Shrink the Goyf. Interesting draw. I suppose I won't bring up Sun's Champion. Yeah, best not, I think. Opponent's at 9 life. I think I'm going to take the Maul of the Skyclaves, and then if I draw a land, I'm sure they'll attack with their Goyf, and then if I draw a land, I can hit them, kill Ren in 6, and then put the Maul on the Questing Beast and just kill them. Why not clean their land? They try to get back from Ren. I think I'd like to try to hit my land drop if I drew one here. I don't think the land they get back with Ren matters that much, and shrinking the Goyf is relevant. Cling they land better. I don't think I agree. Like I could draw something off the Cling to Dust, like to kill the Tarmogoyf. I could draw my own Tarmogoyf, and again, like this is now a 2-turn clock. I don't think the land they get back matters that much. They've been drawing so well. They drew Ren into Goyf into Scourge. Jeez. Alright, we dead. Not like actually dead on board, but dead enough. If only I clung the land, I would have won. Land shrinks to Goyf 2. It does not. There are more lands in the graveyard. I think I would want no Thoughtseize in this matchup. Probably no Needle. Maybe no Sword of Fire and Ice. Could play one Needle for Wrenn and 6. Name's Bobble, Peatlands. Is Toski good? I'm still just trying to play test it. I think that it's good, but I haven't actually cast it yet. You think this deck overtexts for Valky that is very one-sided? I disagree. I think that you should either be playing a deck that's heavily metagame for Valky at the moment, or be playing a Valky deck. I really think that there's not a lot of in between. Let's keep this. The Tybalt's Cascade decks are tier 0 in Modern. Besides the deck you're playing, what would I consider a deck? So I played Blue-White Control yesterday, and I defeated every Valky deck I played against. I also have a Blue-White Stoneblade deck that I think is going to be pretty good that I want to play later. I think that deck has a lot of promise. Control, I tried Boggles, Spirits, or D&T. Boggles is probably great, honestly. I think Spirits is good too. D&T is also probably fine, although it can maybe be a little slow on the draw. Would I consider Esper Stoneblade? I have considered Esper. You get Teferi and Drown in the Lock and Jace Friend's Prodigy, all of which are appealing to me. That being said, you lose the Triome, and your mana is just like not all that good, but it's still okay. So like definitely a card or a deck that's on my radar. I think I might just discard this Batterskull. I like keeping the Cling in my hand, since if my opponent plays a Scourge, I can Scourge their Tarmogoyf and just kill the Scourge and keep my Liliana ticking up. Yeah, Spell Queller not stopping Valky is a big deal, though, I will say that. Is Silence in the Blade deck? I'm playing, I think Nyx is... yesterday I was saying Deafening Silence is better than Nyx. But the more I think about it, the more, like... I think that the Valky decks are kind of adjusting to cards like Deafening Silence, and they're playing a lot of bounce. Pithing Needle is not that bad against bounce because you just get to replay it and name the Valky again. They get one activation. It's not that big a deal, I think. However, when you compare that to Nyx, which is, it stops both their Tybalt and it stops their Force of Negation. So I think that Nyx is a bit better in the blue decks. And Nyx is a 1 mana counterspell that counters a spell if no mana was spent to cast it. Alright, I think my opponent has a Scourge and they realize they can't afford to play it into my Cling to Dust here. So I think I have 3 Nyx in my sideboard of my Stoneblade deck. You wouldn't say Valky changed Modern, but the rules interaction with the Cascade. Yeah, I agree. I think the way the rules work with Valky, it's a bit silly, and I think that they should change how it works, and I think that they will as well, and I think that they're gonna take their time. All right, I'm gonna see if I draw another Veil of Summer off of the Cling to Dust. Did not. I'm being Forest in case I draw Questing Beast. Blooming Marsh off the top of my library. Oh, I was supposed to play Marsh Flats so I could escape Cling to Dust here. Oops. I thought I was still a card short. We can still play Scourge if they cast it here. Is Nyx worth the sideboard slots? Yes! Yes! Dude, this metagame is so warped right now. You need to be playing a lot of sideboard cards for the Tybalt deck, or you're just gonna get crushed by it. I feel like a lot of people, or I should say, it feels like a lot of people have just given up without trying to beat the Tibble deck. And the deck is beatable, but you gotta play the sideboard cards, you know? You gotta devote the sideboard slots. We are in DEF CON 5, you know? Like this is a main deck Pithing Needle format and sideboard more cards for Valky. This is Hogak Summer. You know, I should say maybe probably not as bad as Hogak Summer or the Eldrazi Winter, but you need to be like about that prepared if you're going to be playing not a Valky deck, and you know that's what we're going to be trying to do here is beat the Valky decks. But I just need to instill this attitude into you guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, Boggle seems like a deck. Yeah, I agree. Another land, golly. Put in discards Veil of Summer. We don't have Lurrus in their hand and one other card. Can go fast and play some Spell Pierce's main board. Spell Pierce is a main deckable card. Spell Pierce also becomes dead really quickly. And especially in like your blue-white control decks, I think you need to play Spell Pierce in like, you know, some lower to the ground decks if you're gonna play it. When is it time to jump the meta and play the deck that beats the decks that beat the Valky decks? When people start playing the decks that beat the Valky decks, you know, like right now it kind of feels like a lot of people have just given up. Some people are just defiantly still playing the deck that they want to play. And you know, some people are still saying, "Ooh, do we really need to devote sideboard slots?" You know, by playing cards like Nyx and Deafening Silence. You know, I think that on average, modern players are very slow to adapt to things. But this is the time for action. This is the time to main deck Pithing Needle, to sideboard cards like Deafening Silence and Nyx, and figure out a plan. Maybe figure out a plan that's better than mine. Play decks with main deck discard spells. Which has not been like a good choice in a long time, is, in my opinion, a good choice now. Hear the call. Find some tech. Win some matches. Flood out against Jund Scourge. So we can escape Cling to Dust. Toski! Yes! We finally cast it. Actually looks really good here. Can't be countered. Indestructible. Good luck. Yes! We have a reader. You play against tricky boards in Valky. Have you had the experience? No, that's last week's news. We're in a new week. Valky is better. It beats the trickery deck is kind of like the main thing. No! 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 I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. So opponent's gonna go Lurrus, get back Goyf. And that answers the Toski question, maybe, yeah. That was the first time we cast it. Was not super impressive. Good draw. Good draw. You get to shrink the Goyf a bit and then draw our own Goyf. Notably, my opponent's at 3. If I can draw a Stoneforge for Maul of the Skyclaves, they just die, or Sword of Feast and Famine. They don't have anything else to get back with Lurrus. We have outs here. We have outs. They probably should have attacked with Goyf first, right? Can't they just change the rules if enough people complain? I mean, yeah, they're like almost definitely going to. Come on, please. All right, that's a redraw. Guess I'm taking one of the. I guess I'll take the Bolt. They have 2 trophies. But the Rimblem is going to be tough. Yes! Oh my god. Okay, so now we see if their one card that they drew was a removal spell that kills Tarmogoyf. What a swingy game, dude. Their one card that we don't know has to be a removal spell that kills Tarmogoyf. That is not black or green. Ah! What a game. Hell yeah. That was so exciting. Oh man, love games like that. I think I'm still keeping in Toski. They probably only have, you know, like 2 dismembers tops. Like their dismembers, you know, can maybe have to target other things. I think I'm gonna keep this 75. Could have had command to kill the sword. That's true. I'm gonna keep this. This is the best card against them. We don't have a second white yet, but we do have like 3 other castable spells if we miss, so feeling okay about this hand. Put him ult to 6. Or maybe I should say ult to 7. I think I'm gonna get like just not greedy and play this tapped. Don't forget Path to Exile. I boarded it in. These are not paths, these are Deafening Silences. If that's what you're talking about. Is Goyf playable modern? Goyf's okay. I know we've all been clowning on it, but like yeah, Goyf is playable. You 4-1 twice with Teamer Giants. Both games you lost to Elementals. Yeah, you're gonna lose to decks like that. Although they are beatable, I think. I think your plan is probably assemble a big board state and then just tap draw. Just ignore their card advantage. Renin 6 is also good, probably. Could Scourge be in the Goyf slot? No, you can't play Scourge unless you play cheap aggressive creatures. I think we have to take this, right? Might just be white source off the top or bust. Could it be possible they unleash twin in this meta? Those are the words of someone with hope, you know? Those are the words of someone with a dream in their heart, and the words of someone whose dreams will not come true. I guess Goyf attacks through the champions. Well, no guts, no glory. I think we're supposed to do this. Maybe not. Maybe I was supposed to play the Goyf. I think it's close. I really wanted to hit the land, though. Not quite dead. Wait, they didn't ping me? This game has been less exciting than the one before it. Five looks at the land. Yeah, we were flooded so bad last game too. Put a revealed Luris again. Could keep this. I haven't played against a Cascade deck all league, but we have played against, you know, what seems to be a metagame built around it, right? Where you play discard decks, or you play burn, or you play a go white deck like Elves. What are we going to play the next league? I'm probably going to play one more of this, and then 1 or 2 leagues with blue-white Stoneblade. And I've got a list that looks pretty good to me. Why not play Azurius Renegade Leader to counter Tibalt? 2 mana interactive spells have the problem of just being too slow on the draw. I think you want your interactive spells to be 1 mana. Oh boy, Mill. They have 2 Ruin Crabs, so I think I want to Maelstrom Pulse those. And then take the Mesmeric Orb. Next league, what am I going to play? I just said, but I'm going to play another league of this, and then we'll play some Blue-White Stoneblade later. I'm just getting the Batterskull. I was probably supposed to fetch, actually, because that way that's just 1 turn where we're fetching, so you kind of narrow the window for them to draw a trap. So now they know that I have a Maelstrom Pulse for their crabs. Because they did unban Gitaxian Probe after all. You want to see more Giants? I think Giants is not great at the moment. Or at least I should say it's just not a very good deck against the Cascade deck. Alright, I'll take the Visions of Beyond here. Fetch up my turn in case they draw the trap. Mill looks not so good. Now, it is kind of interesting that if you just mill over a Valky and you surgical it, you take so much gas out of the Tibalt deck. Can you replace some fetch lands with Heath in this deck? You can. I think that the black fetch lands are better. I don't think it'll be the end of the world if that's something you need to do. I think I'm going to pulse the Ruin Crab anyways. Any room for Witch's Cottage and Abzan? I mean, it is kind of interesting because you do have the Triome, but I don't think the payoff is there. I did, briefly think about it, though. Opponent getting unlucky to just never draw a land. They cycle their visions. They did draw landed. Not a bad one. Guess we take the other crab. I'm just going to discard the trophy. Fetch up my turn to play around trap. But down to 3 now that they have to start chumping the crabs. Their hand is 2 Maddening Cacophonies. Wait, did they not draw a card for turn? I'm confused. I thought their hand already was 2 Cacophonies. And they still just had 2 cards. I think I missed something. I mean, we don't have sideboard tech or specific sideboard hate for this matchup, but we've got some cards. So Needle stops a Boro. Also just naming Polluted Delta doesn't seem that bad. Probably not worth playing too many copies of though. Trophy seems bad. I think we can play Choke. Choke seems fine. Sword seems good. Probably cut the Maul of the Skyclaves. I guess Tracker is also kind of bad. I don't really want to be drawing cards. I guess Toski is probably bad for similar reasons. I meant to play second Choke over this Ashiok. I think you can side up in these matchups, but only if you have good cards to bring in. I don't want to ever draw Auriok Champion. I don't want to ever draw Deafening Silence in this matchup. I mean, maybe Silence is okay. But just I think that you're only supposed to bring in extra copies of good cards, not just go up to 85 cards and then have a deck that's not very functional. Alright, I'll play the Tracker. Oh, I made them discard one with Lily. Yeah, that's what I was missing. I don't know how I just totally forgot that. We can keep this, I think. I hear my uninterruptible power supply making sound, so we may have some outage here. I'm not sure. I'm just pushing this. I guess it's really bad if they have Mesmeric Orb. I'll Thoughtseize. Cool. Their hand's a bit weird. 2 drowns, no black mana. Alright, so their hand is 2 drowns, 2 mystery cards. Ah, bummer. Milled 3 lands. I guess I'm gonna clean a card in my own yard because they like care a lot of that stuff. A lot of their stuff cares about that. Yeah, I missed a land. Is this secretly green-black rock? It could be. It's possible green-black is better. That's something else I've been thinking. But I think the white cards are worth splashing for. The splash is not that difficult. I have a UPS for my stream setup. Yeah. My like infrastructure in my apartment's a little sketchy, so good to have. Well, I wish I had needled that Field of Ruin instead of clinging. I guess if they when they go to Field of Ruin, the crab will at least get to push for free. Guess I'm getting a forest. We have way more black sources anyways, and it's also possible that they have a Mindbreak Trap now, which Veil of Summer stops. Not Mind Archive Trap. But now I'll just needle the Field of Ruin. Should have purged first so they don't have mill. Yes, I should have. How are Maul and Toski performing? I've cast Toski one time and immediately got dismembered. But I do think that Toski is good. I don't know that for sure. But it is my feeling that it's good. Well, we're running low on fetchables. We do have, a couple of 6/7 Tarmogoyfs that are not immediate. I mean, they might drown before we could Veil, but they don't know we have the Veil in our hand. They have 2 drowns, 2 mystery cards, but hopefully they drown after we untap. Bloodchief's Thirst, fair enough. All right. So they can use both of their drowns to kill my Goyf. We still have 26 cards in our library. But we can Veil one of the drowns. And then Choke will be good too. But that's not super beatable. We have 1 Maelstrom Pulse, which is in the graveyard, 1 Assassin's Trophy, or so 1 Abrupt Decay. Yeah, not looking great. Although maybe we just draw... Oh, I guess all of our Goyfs are gone too. That's really bad for us. Abrupt Decay? Peatland. Alright. Might be about time to go to game 3. Maybe I do want, like, an Assassin's Trophy or 2. Orb is just so bad. Play 1 trophy over the Needle. Hopefully we hit some more lands this game. Let's keep this. I like this hand a lot. Opponent also kept 7. Their hand contains a Crypt Incursion, Glimpse the Unthinkable, Visions, and Orb. I'll take the Orb. We can Veil Summer the Glimpse if we feel like they're going to play it on turn 2. But maybe just be better to get a 2-mana threat down. I mean, Veil just has so many targets in this matchup. Yeah, I think I'm playing Goyf here. I'm playing Goyf over Stoneforge Mystic because I only have 1 green mana. So next turn I can play Stoneforge with Veil up. Looks like Skyclave Apparition became Tireless Tracker and Maelstrom Pulse. I was already playing both those cards yesterday. The Apparitions became the 4th Stoneforge Mystic and the Maul of the Skyclaves. Skyclave is a good magic card, not great in the current metagame, I think, because it just does not deal with the Valky decks very well. I guess also this is becoming huge, so that's another reason to play it here. I think I'm getting the Maul. Oh, they milled over the Maul. Or did I set it out? Huh, I guess that was wrong. I think you can board up a couple of cards, but I think it's just better to have a more streamlined deck. Opponent is dead if we draw a land and can equip Sword and hit him. They have we can also Veil of Summer Crypt Incursion if they choose to cast that. Alright, cannot Veil of Summer Maddening Cacophony. Alright, we could go for the kill, but I think I'm just a little too worried about a removal spell, a Fatal Push on my Tarmogoyf. And there's honestly not that much they can do with us having Veil of Summer for their Crypt Incursion, which seems to be their plan. Not that we even have... We have 3 creatures in my graveyard, so it's 3 mana gain 9, which isn't even that good. Is it legal to play a deck named Abzan Midrange without Siege Rhino? Maybe not. This is probably like the 10th time I've been asked about Siege Rhino today, but boy, is Siege Rhino like not close to playable, I think. I hate to say it, I like casting Siege Rhino, but yeah, it's not gonna happen, sadly. Yeah, Abzan Squirrel Blade is maybe the better name. So my opponent's still just dead if they resolve Crypt Incursion here. 1, 2, 3. So they gain 9, and this shrinks to 6. 6, 7, 11. Yeah, this keeps them alive, so I'll Veil. They could have Fetch Shock Fatal Push, but... How's the Squirrel Bend? I only cast it once and it got dismembered. But I think that it's good. I think that the Toski is good. But I'm not sure. Alright, went 3 and 2. Still feel it. We went 3-2 yesterday. I feel good about this deck. I think it's a good metagame call. I'm gonna play another league. Ooh, you guys want to open our Kaldheim booster? It's probably good EV at the moment.